What's up guys, it's Kat. Welcome back to my channel. For today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you this number of home hacks. I'm honestly not sure how many there are, but there are a lot and they're really, really effective. And that is it for this intro. Can you believe it? That was pretty quick, right? Let's get into the tips. Probably like, Kat, why did we just move so far away? And we will be moving back to normal spot in a second. But first, for tip number one, I wanted to talk about this thing right here. When I got this chair for my birthday, I really wanted some sort of a low to the ground side table right next to it, just so that when I'm sitting here working or filming, I can have my coffee, water, whatever right next to me. At the time, I had this basket just sitting next to the chair holding baskets. And I remember thinking to myself, maybe for like a little temporary hack, I could just flip it over and keep it there as a side table for now. I'm so glad I tried it. I love it. This is like, I'm not even looking for a side table anymore because I love the way this looks so much. Put a little coaster on top so it doesn't ruin the basket when I have a drink on there. Couldn't even tell when you first walk in, like it looks like it's meant to be a little side table. So I know this won't work for everyone. I promise the rest of them are a little bit more universally used. But if you do have some sort of a basket that you think would work well as a side table, try it out because it might just look adorable. So this next one is super, super helpful for keeping track of all of your remotes without having them out and, you know, in the open if you don't want them to be seen. So all you have to do is take a command strip, stick the soft side to your remote, and then take the rough side and stick it under your coffee table or a side table. And then when you're not using your remote, all you have to do is stick it underneath the coffee table or side table, and you always know where it is, but it's not going to be laying out where you don't want it to be seen. So for this tip, I want you to go through your different furniture pieces in your home and see if there's any that have like weird little hiding spots. For example, what made me think of this was this chair when I got it, the screws and bolts and all of that you needed to put it together were actually kept in this little Ziploc compartment underneath the chair, and the ottoman that it came with has the same thing. And so I remember thinking to myself, oh my gosh, that's so cool. Like I can use this to hide, I don't know what I would hide, but if I had anything that I had to hide, I could hide it under there. Not that I can hide anything under there anymore because like I'm putting it out on the internet, but how cool is that? So if you're ever trying to find like a cool hiding spot for something, check under your furniture. So this next one I kind of hinted at in my, I believe it was how to make a small room look bigger video. And that is how to utilize under the bed storage when you have a bed that's super low to the ground. Because in that video I talked about how if you have a smaller room, having furniture that's lower to the ground is going to give the illusion of a bigger room because obviously more empty space the vertical way. But the issue with that is if you have a smaller room, you probably need more storage, and under the bed is typically one of the best places to use. What I did when I got this bed and I realized I could no longer stick my big bins under there to store things is I took the lid of the bin and I used that to store things. So obviously you still are gonna have to use or store things that are like not very tall. But what I did when I still lived with my family is I used this to store my craft supplies. So I took the bin lid and I put all my craft supplies laying down on it, and then I just slid that under my bed. And it was so convenient because all I had to do was pull it out and it was all there. But maybe if you have a whole bunch of flat shoes, you can put those on top of a little bin lid. Or if you have any decor from a previous season that's not very tall and you want to store it under the bed. There's so many things that we store in our home that don't take up a lot of vertical space, and you can really lay it out flat on a bin lid and use that to slide it from in and out of under your bed. I thought this was so cool, especially if you have not a lot of counter space. If you're lacking in countertop space in your kitchen when you're cooking or baking and you need some extra room, just open up a drawer and place a cutting board on top of it, and there, boom, you immediately have more counter space. I think this is so cool. You have more prep space, or if you want to use that to store some extra food, whatever you want to do, I think this is super cool. If you're like me, storing your towels is a little difficult. I don't have a lot of bathroom storage, I'll be honest. Here's a clip of my bathroom. I literally have this one cabinet in there. There's no behind the mirror storage. There's no vanity storage. I have a pedestal sink, and I love the way it looks. I think it's super pretty, but storage wise, it sucks. For the longest time, this is what my towels looked like. I was always just like normally folding them, sticking them in, and my condo doesn't have the most storage in the world, so this causes some really valuable real estate, and I didn't want to take up 2 entire shelves with towels because I just threw them in there. So you lay it out on the floor, you take one corner and fold it over so it looks like a triangle, and then you take the other corner and fold it in as a rectangle, and then you just roll it. And when you get to the end, you can tuck the little point into it so it's super tight. It's not gonna fall and, you know, ravel in your, wherever you're storing it, and you can fit so many more like this. I love having fresh flowers in my home. I don't do it that often. One, I'm not the best at keeping them alive, and two, they're expensive. Unless you have your own garden to pick them from, it really can add up. But obviously going into your home and having fresh, beautiful smelling flowers is awesome. And fake flowers are a great alternative. I have a ton of them in my house. I've talked about them a million times on my channel before. I love them, but they don't smell. So if somebody comes over and they look at your flowers and they're like, ooh, those are pretty, it's gonna be a dead giveaway that they're not real because they have no scent. So I have this little bouquet of flowers, which I think is so pretty, all from the Dollar Tree. And then I'm gonna take this Fall Forest room spray, which I believe I got from Home Goods, and you just spray it. So good. And obviously I know if somebody looks at this, they're not actually gonna think these flowers are real, but I just think it's fun to have a nice room spray or scent kind of coming off of them, especially when I have them here in the middle of the room. I just think that's nice. And like if somebody does go up to smell them, they're gonna get a nice scent. So if someone comes over and they're trying to be all like, these are fake, they don't even smell good, and then they're like, oh wait, huh, they do. I'm not saying that you're gonna fool anyone into thinking the flowers are real even if they're not, but it is kind of a cool little bonus to the flowers if they smell good. This is one of my favorite tips for any garbage can in your home. I know it's so simple, but when you're taking out the trash, it really is a huge relief. So all you want to do is take a bunch of extra garbage bags and stick them underneath the one that you're using. That way, when you do take out the trash and you look down, there's already another garbage bag right there that you could just pick up and put in the bag or in the garbage can instead of having to go in the other room or go under your sink or wherever to grab one. It's right there. And I know this seems like, come on, Kat, I could just walk to the other room and grab another one, but come on, when you're actually changing out the garbage, if there's one right there already in your garbage can, I guarantee you're gonna think, oh wow, that's so much easier, that's so nice, and it's gonna feel like such a bigger deal in the moment than it may actually be. All right, if you watched until this part, comment creating a home you love with Kat. It's kind of a little bit longer, but I think that's kind of fun, right? Because I hope that my videos help you to create a home you love, whether it's cleaning, decorating it, organizing it, whatever it is. I hope that that's what my videos can do for you and provide you with some motivation to make your space a place that you really love to be in. So I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, of course, don't forget to subscribe and give this a big thumbs up. And I actually do have a whole entire playlist about creating a home that you love. So I'll have that linked above if you want to check it out. And I think that's about it. So I love y'all so, so much, and I'll see you in my next video.